Hello, everybody, and welcome back to 50 Shades of Tay. I'm Taylor Gonzalez, and you guys, I have a very special guest with me today. I'm so excited to have Joel LeBlanc here, who plays Robin in the brand new horror short film, Joker's Wild. Joel, how are you doing today?
Fantastic. Absolutely amazing. The amount of love and support that's come out for this film has been overwhelming. David has the greatest fans in the world, and we wouldn't be doing this without David and obviously the incredible team and the people just around there supporting and pushing for him to play the Joker. Has just been so incredible to see, and I'm just glad everyone really loved it. So,
Yeah, it's so
mm.
fun. And when it ended, I was like, no, I need more of this. I don't know the plan. I don't know what the future holds for this, but I'm hoping that down the line this gets turned into a feature-length film or even like a series or something to continue these characters in the story because it's such a cool and unique take on, Joker and Robin and even Batman that's at the very end of it. I can't wait to see more of this kind of stuff.
Sure. Yeah, no, I can say there is hopefully a plan based off the reception of the film, which has been very positive, which has been beautiful. So I will say that hopefully down the road, a feature has been maybe spoken about. And the goal is obviously for James Gunn to see it, and DC maybe to pick up David as the Joker. And in the meantime, maybe put out some more films like this with David and kind of go from there.
Yeah, I think
So.
that would be incredible, and I think the fans would love to see it.
Oh yeah, from what I've seen, the fans love that they love David and they're so incredible. So we wouldn't be here without the fans and just very very happy to have everybody that's been so incredible. So thank you.
So this short came out less than 48 hours ago. It's a very quick turnaround from the release. And I was wondering, what did you do to celebrate the release? Like, did you have friends over, have a viewing party, anything like that?
Well, we actually did two separate things. Thursday night, the cast and crew got together and we had a premiere party in Hollywood, and we watched it on a big screen, and then we went to a local bar after that, and we kind of just all talked and hugged and celebrated and just watched David's excitement, and it kind of was so beautiful to see everybody like who just worked so hard on this film just finally get to breathe a little bit, especially Aaron, our incredible director, who's just been working nonstop to get it out, and one problem after another. He just was able to put it out, and we were just so stoked to see him kind of breathe, and David was in his element as usual, and so we did that. And then the next night, I did get together with some friends and family, and we did watch it, and I warned everybody this is not a PG Robin story, this is David Howard Thornton, so it's going to be a little bit on the bloodier side. So, but we had a great time. So,
Ah, that's so cool. What a fun way to get to celebrate the release with like family and friends and everybody and just celebrate all the hard work. Because yeah, I've been talking to Aaron as well, and I was like, oh, I know that there was like a rush to get this thing out on time, and it looks great. Like you would never know watching it, you would never know like that there were any problems in the production of this. It just looks like everything came together perfectly. So that's very good.
yeah, I can say the day of filming, zero problems.
Oh, that's good.
Everything was perfect the day of because we only had one day to do it. And David was just one and done. He was so good. He had everything down, and everybody on crew was so great. We literally was like, boom, what's going right? Why is it so good? Like there's always something wrong on a set. And then obviously, problems come later and editing and coloring and stuff like that. And poor Aaron had to deal with that. But the day of, smooth,
Oh,
smooth the set I ever worked on.
oh, that's great. Yeah, that's really good to hear. How did you get involved with this project?
Um, well, luckily I had someone who kind of knew Hunter, our amazing producer. And so they kind of put my name in the ring for all the people that were, auditioning for Robin. And so when he emailed me, and obviously Aaron as well, they go, "Hey, we have a lot of people auditioning for Robin, but can you send us, your acting profile, your reel, and a couple of pictures, anything like that, and description of yourself?" I actually was like, you know what? I cosplayed Jason Todd 8 years ago, my own version of what he would look like if he escaped and he like just kind of had one of this like rogue thing before Red Hood, right? And so I sent a picture of me as that Robin from 8 years ago. And Hunter goes, "Hold on a sec." And then we went on a three-way call with him and Aaron very shortly after that. And they were like, "Do you know how smart it was of you sending us a picture of you as Robin?" And I was like, "Had to do something because I love this character." When I was a little kid, me and my twin brother were always Batman and Robin. I
Oh,
was always Robin. And so Robin's had a special place in my heart for a long time. And so I knew I had to be part of it, whether whether it was a 5 second film or the background or extra, I had to do it. And then obviously David Howard Thornton being Joker was, beyond a wildest dreams. So yeah, I did know somebody knew Hunter, and that's kind of how I got at least into the ring. But that's how I got involved.
Oh, that's so cool that it worked out like that. Like you never know, just
Yeah.
putting stuff out there and what it could lead to. And
Mm.
yeah, I was gonna ask like what your relationship was like growing up with the characters of Batman and Joker and everything. I noticed you have a Robert Pattinson Batman poster in the background. Do you have a
Oh, yeah.
favorite iteration of these characters, whether it's from a comic book or a video game or a TV series or anything like that?
Yeah, no. So my favorite Batman, controversial, is very. I know I'm going to get some hate for this. I think the most comic accurate Batman himself is Ben Affleck.
Hmm,
I'm a big Snyder Cut fan, and so I think Ben Affleck killed his Batman. Obviously, my favorite Bruce Wayne is Christian Bale.
yeah.
I don't think he pulled off Bruce Wayne better than Christian Bale. As for the Joker, biasly, it's David Howard Thornton. Using the best Joker we've ever seen, comic accuracy wise. But I'm also a huge fan of Heath and Joaquin and Joker and things like that. And I just think that they all bring this amazing element to what the characters can be, and I think that they all work really well in like their version of what the film is. And David brings this beautiful comic accuracy to the character that was so incredible to watch. So to see how much passion he had for that character was just beautiful. And I do also love Rob Pat as Batman. Good Time is one of my favorite
Oh,
A24 films. So I was like, super stoked when he was Batman, and I really liked the detective aspect of that movie as well. And so, I'm just a big fan of most iterations. I don't think they've done very bad ones, but I love anybody who has a passion for the character. Because you can tell when they love it.
yeah, no, I totally agree because every time we get a new casting announcement, whether it's Robert Pattinson or Ben Affleck, I always am like a little bit hesitant because it's like, man, I love the current version we have or the one
Yeah.
we just had. But I
Mhm.
think you're right. I don't think there's one where it's a miss because even if like it's not your favorite, I think everyone has brought their own really unique style to these characters, and it's just, I don't know. I think it's like stuff people don't know that they want until they see it, and then they're
Yeah.
like, oh, what a different thing than like anything I had pictured in my head. So I just
Mm.
think, yeah, I think all the iterations we've gotten so far, they all have something to contribute. And like
Yeah.
you said, David's performance as Joker in this is just crazy because when I heard about this, I was excited because I know this is a character that he is very passionate about and that this is something he's wanted to do. And
Yeah.
I was like, man, I can't wait to see number one, the look, like the
Oh,
physical look. And number two, I didn't know if he was going to speak or not because I'm so used to him not speaking. And I was like,
oh,
but I think he has to for this, like to get the laugh and to get the,
yeah.
the actual character of Joker. So I was very happy when I heard, the laugh and the voice and everything. And I thought it all came together perfectly. What was your first reaction when you saw him, you know, in the costume, makeup, mask, everything as Joker for the first time?
It's funny you asked that. My first reaction to him in the costume and makeup is in the movie. The first time I see him is when he lifts the bandana and I see him. That's my real reaction to him in the makeup. Because when he's coming up the stairs, they put on the song and he was coming up the stairs. And me and one of my incredible makeup artists who was standing right next to him, he goes to the bandana and he goes, "We shouldn't lift this, right?" And I go, "No." And he goes, "We're going to keep it on." So in the film, when he lifts that up and you see the fear in my eyes, that was genuine. That was me seeing him for the first time.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's such a cool detail that I'm glad I asked about that because yeah, that's really cool that they got that on camera for the first time. Were you already familiar with his work in the Terrifier franchise and everything
Oh,
like
yeah.
that?
No, David's been such an incredible actor that I've kind of looked up to for a while because, for someone who is such physical expressiveness in like the Terrifier films, to do all of that without speaking a word of dialogue was just, it's beautiful.
Mm,
And I think that one of my favorite parts is that even though I don't have a single line in this film, David was like, I didn't have a line in the Terrifier films.
right.
And I was like, bro, that was so nice of him to say that. He's such a genuine person. And so I just knew that I had to bring a lot of like that power out without any dialogue. And so to learn that while with David as his Terrifier films was very, very, very I was very honored to be there with him. So I'm a big fan of David, and he's an incredible person, and really enjoyed getting to know him.
Oh, that's great. Are you
Mm.
yourself a big horror fan?
Yeah, oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
definitely huge horror fan.
Oh, that's great. What are some of your favorite horror films?
Okay, so some of my favorites. My favorite of all time is The Thing.
Ooh.
John Carpenter's The Thing is incredible. I'm a huge fan of. Obviously, I saw your Alien
Oh,
Romulus
yeah.
bucket. I love that film. Huge, obviously, it's a huge A24 fan, and so I really love a lot of their really beautiful takes on horror. And obviously, I'm a huge fan of John Carpenter, and pretty much any horror film that kind of also challenges what we kind of perceive is just something that I really love. And I'm like a big '80s fan, so like Nightmare on Elm Street is one of my favorite films. And so going into this movie, when I heard it was horror, because I just kind of like blew me away. Because I'm like David Howard Thornton, Batman and Robin and Joker and horror, you can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm a huge fan of that kind of vibe as well. So
Oh, yeah, it's like the perfect trifecta, like you said, David and the Joker, and as a horror film is just to me, it's perfect. It's like a perfect take on the character.
yeah,
Uh,
well, I'm a huge fan of the Universal. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so
oh
sorry
no,
about
no,
that.
no, go ahead.
Was gonna say, I'm a huge fan of the Universal monsters
Oh yeah.
and Frankenstein tattoo right here. But
Oh,
the I loved Nosferatu this year
mhm.
was incredible. I think Robert Eggers is an incredible filmmaker, and I think that what he does for film is beautiful. His cinematography alone is just something that I think that everybody will just study for years.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. That one scene where Nicholas Holt is walking in the forest right when that carriage comes up to him, I was like, that is a painting right there. Like that needs to be framed
Masterful.
somewhere. It is so crazy to me that that's a
Yeah.
scene that exists now. Like it's so gorgeous to look at.
Yeah. And Damien in the Terrifier films is just the way he directed those films. And what I love about it is that he made it himself, coming from his own shorts to YouTube, then obviously finally getting to make the video. And then David coming on board was just, it's, you can't go better because, any filmmakers is in my opinion, the future. And I think that Damien really sparked that ember to make every other awesome horror movie that's coming out recently, Steamboat
Yeah.
Willie and all that stuff, to finally get theater reactions, because
Mhm.
usually these movies weren't coming out to theaters. So getting more people to actually see these film in theaters is really great. So that's exciting.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. One of the ones that I saw recently was Stream, which is also from the same producers and everything as the Terrifier franchise. And just being in there, it was sold out. So being there in a sold out theater and just hearing all the reactions and all the people like cheering and getting grossed out and stuff like that, there's nothing like it. It's so fun. And yeah, I agree. What he's doing for indie horror and just the horror genre as a whole is just so incredible.
Mm, yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
I was curious, where did you guys film this? What was the location for this?
So there was a incredible warehouse, and kind of like I forget the. It's been a long week. I apologize. Forgot the
No, it's
area,
okay.
but yeah, it's this beautiful warehouse that was abandoned that they've turned into also used for sets for movies as well. And I mean, I feel horrible for not remembering the name of it. We were there one day, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
apologize. Beautiful warehouse that they've actually made into a set for horror movies. So they kind of just really got there early and set up the bathroom next to it to be the street lights and everything like that. And so I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was just. I will get back to you. I'll put it in the comments.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. Was it in the LA area?
Yes, yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Okay,
It
cool.
was only it maybe it was about maybe 45-minute drive,
Oh,
and I
nice.
live in like the surrounding LA area. So
All right, cool. Yeah, because I was wondering lately, like when I've been watching stuff, I've been noticing more and more, like, especially LA stuff, like, oh, I know where that is, or I recognize that coffee shop, or whatever it is. So when I was watching it, I was like, I have a feeling it's in LA, but I couldn't quite figure out where. So I was just wondering, very, very cool though that you guys were able to film it locally.
yeah, you are correct. It was. I'm terrible. I apologize.
Yeah, don't even worry about it. Uh,
I'll get back to you. I swear.
I feel like I know the answer to this next question,
Sure.
but for you, what was the most difficult scene or the most difficult part to pull off?
Hmm. Um, I definitely think that the tongue scene was probably the most difficult.
Mhm.
Only because you can only fold your tongue back into the left so much, you know, and to so the blood curdling screams were easy, but trying to make sure I didn't show my tongue was the hardest part, you know. So I think that that was me trying to kind of like do my best to be like, okay, I don't want to ruin this shot and David's like performance by showing my tongue. You know, I think that that was the only part where I was getting a little bit self-conscious. Was probably the hardest part for me. The screams came easy because David was I was just reacting to David.
Yeah, no, that's what I thought you were going to say, the tongue part. That was such a cool moment in the film. I was like, oh my God, loved it.
Yeah, I practiced the night before doing that acting technique where you obviously tape off everything except for the eyes in the mirror, so you can just kind of convey what the eyes would show in that scene. And luckily, the shot I really loved was just the eyes, and I was like, "Phew, I'm so glad I practiced that the night before."
Oh my
So that
gosh.
was very helpful. I had a filmmaker friend who his name is Austin. He actually worked on the film. He kind of recommended I try something like that the day before, and so that was it was a great idea.
Yeah, no, I think so too. Just such a cool scene. So if you
Yeah,
could play any superhero, or I'll even include supervillain other than Robin, moving forward, whether it's in Marvel or DC, is there another character out there that you would love to portray?
easy. Yeah, Kyle Rayner, the Green Lantern.
Ooh, nice, nice. All right.
Another one. So I'm a huge Green Lantern fan. I don't know if you can see my sideshow collectible Hal Jordan back there. Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps has been some of my favorite characters of all time. Hal Jordan's already cast, of course. Love the casting. You know, Kyle Chandler's an incredible actor, and Aaron for John Stewart is impeccable. And but I think that Kyle Rayner, especially since I have the black hair still, would be perfect because I've always related to Kyle as when they wanted to get that younger audience involved with when they made Hal Jordan the villain. And I think that it was a beautiful comic arc for Kyle Rayner to kind of come into that. And I think there's a lot of love that can be happen or it can be shown to the Green Lantern community. And I think Kyle Rayner, I think there's a lot of potential there. So it would be really cool. That'd be my number one for sure.
Oh, I would love to
And
see that.
yeah, for villain, when I was young, I really liked Marvel. I really liked Loki. You know,
Ooh, all right.
does an incredible job, and I think Loki would be an incredible choice. But I don't think you could do better than Tom. So I think I'll just take that out of the ring.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, Tom Hiddleston is Loki. I don't know. That's just like one of those characters where it's like I don't know how you ever moving forward could recast him. He just has left his mark as that character, and it's just like you can't do one without the other anymore.
No, it'd be tough. I would have to say that might be great, but no, can't do it.
So now that we have seen you in this role, we've seen you opposite David Howard Thornton. Is joining the Terrifier franchise something that you could picture yourself doing down the line?
Dreams hopefully can come true. I'm not saying anything like that, but if I were to get a call for Terrifier 4, it would be probably one of the greatest moments of my life. And I think that would be an incredible honor and privilege. But you never know. You
Yeah.
never know. I would absolutely be over the moon. But what dreams can hopefully come true.
Yes, and I will keep my fingers crossed for you for that. But Joel, I can't thank you enough for taking the time out of your busy week to come and be here with me for this. I really appreciate it. Where would be a good place for people to follow you and keep up with all your upcoming projects that you have?
So right now, I would say, I just have my Instagram, which is just regular Joel. And I've just been doing that. But also we have the Instagram for Joker's Wild, which is still spending out, and it's still not a lot of behind the scenes footage and videos right now. And there's maybe talk of a behind the scenes featurette, maybe, who knows? But keep an eye out for that. And I would say those two would probably be the best. Right now, I don't really have a whole lot of others except for Threads, which I've been kind of promoting the film with. So those would be the only two I got right now.
Perfect. I will make sure to put links in the description of this video so people can come in and follow you and keep up with everything you're doing. And Joel, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And hopefully, fingers crossed down the line, I will be doing another interview with you for Terrifier 4. So I just appreciate it and congratulations on all the success.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate you having me. I'm a big fan of your channel, and
Oh, thank you.
wish you all the success for your channel. And I'm glad you're doing what you love, and it's really great. So I'm happy for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Bye.